The Alchemist begins with a shepherd boy named Santiago in an abandoned church with a big sycamore tree growing inside in Andalusia. He left his family to become a shepherd and follow his dreams of traveling. It is here where he spends the night with his sheep, and here where he has a reoccurring dream about a treasure at the Egyptian pyramids. The next day, he meets the king of Salem, who tells Santiago to follow his personal legend. The boy decides to follow his personal legend, so he sells his sheep and travels to Africa. He goes to work for a crystal merchant for a year to get money to continue on. After, he joins a caravan heading to an oasis where he meets an Englishman who is studying alchemy and wants to find the alchemist to teach him alchemy. They reach the oasis and Santiago helps the Englishman find where the alchemist lives and falls in love with a woman named Fatima. Santiago also meets the alchemist who tells him that he will help him follow his personal legend. The alchemist and Santiago go on a journey across the desert, and Santiago learns to listen to his heart. He learns how to harness the power of the elements using the universal language until he is able to turn himself into the wind. Eventually, he departs with the alchemist and makes it to the pyramids. He begins to dig for his treasure, but he encounters two other men. They think he is bearing his gold and beat him until he finally tells them that he had a dream that there was treasure there. The men begin to leave, but they part Santiago with some helpful advice. You're not gonna die, you'll live, and you'll learn that a man shouldn't be so stupid. 2 years ago, right on this spot, I had a recurrent dream too. I dreamed that I should travel to the fields of Spain and look for a ruined church where shepherds and their sheep slept. In my dream, there was a sycamore growing out of the ruins of the sacristy, and I was told that if I dug at the roots of the sycamore, I would find a hidden treasure. But I'm not so stupid as to cross an entire desert just because of a recurrent dream. Then the boy knows where to find his treasure, so he goes back to the church in Spain where our story started, and finds it. And he goes back home to the oasis, and to his true love, Fatima.
The Alchemist is a book of many wonders and many themes. The author, Paulo Coelho, writes the story primarily in the archetypal lens. The archetypal lens focuses on how stories differ from one another and are yet the same reflection of the hero's journey. It compares myths and stories and discovers the archetypes used before. The archetypal lens shows these three stages: departure, initiation, and return. These three are all used in The Alchemist. Departure. Santiago begins his adventure to find his personal legend. Initiation. Santiago tracks through the world he had never explored. And return. Santiago circles back to the place that started his adventure to finish our story.
One of the main themes in The Alchemist is the universal language in the soul of the world, with Santiago learning it throughout the story until he masters the sun, the wind, and the earth. The nature of this power is not necessarily social, the power is in the things he learned. Santiago slowly gains more and more power throughout the story, again demonstrating the archetypal lens.
There are many themes in The Alchemist. One main theme is to never give up, and sometimes all it takes to see the result of failure is to set one other journey. For instance, when the boy is the crystal merchant, he says, "I thought that someday I'd be rich and could go to Mecca. I just want to dream about Mecca." This convinces Santiago to continue pursuing his personal legend. Other themes include things like love and the language of the world, to listen to your heart, and that journey is more important than destination.
The Alchemist is by far one of the best books that I've had to read in English, so yeah, I think I'd recommend it. It's just the way that it tells a story, the way that it conveys the message that it's conveying. It's so perfect, it's so well done. It couldn't have been done better. So yeah, I do recommend it a lot, very much. Yeah.
I would recommend The Alchemist because I like the message about following your heart, and also I really enjoyed the big aha moment at the end. It really brought the whole story full circle.
The Alchemist is a book of many wonders and many themes. The author, Paulo Coelho,
Stop!